Okay, hi everybody, this is Sherry. This book here is very long and more, well, not actually more narrow, but about the same size. And I wanted to give you a better look at the cover before I started showing you the inside of the book. Okay, so let's get started on this. This book, this journal, I have a cover over it, and it has a velvet tie, which I'll undo now, and then the cover comes completely off. And so there you have the whole journal. I used some Tim Holtz people on there, so they look lovely. And I'll try to move it around during this video, show you as much of it as I can. So it opens up to a little pocket here, a pocket here, and a pocket up here. This is just a vintage, journal. And here is a journaling card in this pocket. A bow up here, lace. This is really old lace. This down here is really old lace. Okay, here we did some stenciling. Love the birdcage stenciling. Don't you just love that? I just love that birdcage stenciling. Over here we have, I have this doily, made a picture of it, and put a, this is a xylophone, not xylophone, what is that? It's an old time record player. And then I cut the design of the lace. This here has some lace just for a texture. And here's a journaling card. Real tough one too. With a little Tim Holtz girl on it. Yes. Here's a writing space. And this opens up a couple of times. I need you to see this. Okay, and then there's an old letter in there. And then we have some room for some tags. Yes, this is a little old envelope on the back there. This journal has an awful lot in it. So here's a map. And here's a card I have from White Star Line. If you know anything about that, this is from this is April 10th, 1912, 2 days, I think, before the Titanic crashed. And here's some writing paper. I don't know, 3 or 4 pieces down here. Beautiful, beautiful coffee dyed paper here. On this side, we have some stamps. This is the back of that coffee dyed paper. Some old photographs. This is a waxed old photograph and a very old postcard. In this corner pocket, a little old doily. And a couple little tiny cards in there. Cute. And some stamping, I guess that would be. Here's some more avocado paper and a tab, a velvet tab, going on to the next page. This is a little artsy thing I did on here and made a journaling card. This right here, I don't know if you can see that. This right here, I did some weaving and I put a hat with glitter on it right there, and a flower. And that's the pocket. Here we have some coffee dyed paper, which folds over, opens up, and then there's a pocket inside here with some coupon tickets and a journaling card. There we go. And there we go. More coffee dyed paper. Beautiful, beautiful. Back and front, just so gorgeous. Yes. And this paper here, this is a coffee dyed paper, but this is a really old trim, probably from the, I'd say 40s. Yeah. And it just sparkles. It doesn't show on TV, but it sparkles. It's gold and raspberry. Here is a pocket with a little girl in it. One sewing machine. And have number 4 there. Opens up into another paper that has a flip out for writing. Here's another big pocket and a big tag. Beautiful. A little hidden paper clip or embellished paper clip. On this side, we have some more of that doily paper and some stamping all over this and an old postcard. You might be able to make out what they said in there. It says, look like you're something. Anyway, you might be able to decipher what that says. This one's just a flower and a library pocket and tag. And this flower goes behind. On beautiful coffee dyed paper, I might add. Beautiful space for journaling. Wow. I've forgotten how beautiful this journal is. Here we have another pretty, pretty, pretty lady. And she's in a altered junk envelope. She comes out, but I don't want to take her out. And here is a couple of kids. And I de-stressed this and colored it. And it's a postcard. I made it into a postcard. Okay, and more writing here, and another paper clips holding on this pretty lady. Says 16, like sweet 16, and used a journaling card for that, and did all the corners. Designed all the corners. All right, that on there. Here we have a mulberry paper doily, and in here you can place I don't know if this will fit, but you have a place to put a photograph in there. And we have a jelly bag here and some more journaling cards or ephemera to use. Beautiful little lace bow with some bling on it. Bling never shows on my camera, but I'm sorry about that. Okay, then turn the page and just a big green spot. You can do whatever you want with something like that. Another tab here of velvet and just a little indication there of something to look at. This here is a partial tuck and a pocket. You know, this would be a tuck here, and it's another mulberry tiny, what they call it, doily, and pocket here. Then we just have some brown lace here, copy dyed. More space to write. So much space to write. Look at that. So beautiful. Here we have a little picture of, it looks like a sister and a brother. And I dolled that all up best I could. It looks adorable. And a flop, and a flip page. More writing space with lines. This here too. This paper here is from old tablet, and very old. Very old. I put a little piece of washi tape down here. I don't know if you can see that washi tape right there, because it's probably fragile. Okay, and then I did a little punching right here and on the corners. Can't see the corners. Let me move it. See the corners here? I punched the little corners out. Avocado paper. And this is a tuck right here. She might be a little heavy for this tuck, but she has lace and velvet, and I think these are things that she was going to make her dress out of. And I put her in here hoping that she would stay, but she might be a little heavy for that spot. And the other end of that coffee dyed paper, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful roses. And here's a cute little couple. I believe this will come out. No, I glued this in. And a pocket there, and a pocket behind there with nothing in it. So, lots of pockets, lots of tucks, beautiful papers. Here's another map. And here's another tag. Here's some pictures, the old time pictures. Some bling, a flower, and in there is this is a little bag. I can't think of the name of them, which you probably know. And a tag that you can journal on inside there. Turn the page and there's more here. It says nature. Just something to write on. That's all that is, but you can put a lot of stuff in this one little spot. Okay, this paper here, and I have it on with a little paper clip. This paper here is stationery paper. I think it's from like the 40s or 50s. Yes, it's original. So let's just put this back on. Purple, and some purple bling. Purple bling down here. All right, on to the next signature. Oh boy, this is a good one. This has mulberry paper, and it flips up. And inside there we have pages to write on. We have this one on the back, then we have this one, and we have this one, and then the mulberry paper covers it up. Now you can put another clip on here if you wanted to, or not. Beautiful coffee dyed paper, and also a velvet tab. I love this lady. Excuse me. She was just standing there with her beautiful blue ball gown on, looking at herself in the mirror, and I just loved that picture so much. And down here it says antiques. Over here we have a flip out, and this is some kind of a letter, and I don't know what language it is. I believe it is French. And we have a journaling card here. And a journaling card here, both with beautiful flowers on it. And this is avocado paper. That goes like that. That's really pretty paper too. We have a Tim Holtz person here. And when here we have a sisters at a dance. And they got their picture taken. How cute. I don't know if they're sisters. They look like sisters to me. Tim Holtz people. So I put them in here like that. Here we have another woven. I weaved this pocket. We have some sari silk and a tag. Here we have another tag. All right. Next page is like a half page. It's a coffee dyed paper that I did. Nice cotton lace here and another tag. That's just a little, my mind's just so tired today. Okay, that's just a little frame and a place to journal. Oh my goodness. Here we have Tim Holt's little boy. And we have him sitting on lucky number 7. And this journaling card behind him, number 3. Little fuzzy there. And he is a tuck. Kind of looks like he's got wings on the back of his head. And some paper along the side here. Pretty. Now this is a altered junk mail envelope. It is a huge tag, a huge pocket. Now this I would keep, letters from my family, anything like that. Even emails, you can print out your emails and save them. If you want to save something like that. I know a lot of people just do emails now. They don't do letters by hand, which I think is just a shame. But this is a beautiful patchwork altered junk envelope. Oh, look at this coffee dye. I bought this from a lady from Etsy. I don't know her name, I'm sorry to say. And a little tab with lots of bling. 2 bling on this side, a cutout doily, and 1 bling, line of bling on that side. Here we have a paper ruffle with some strings. Not much of a fan of strings. This right here is a letter that came from Mrs. Jean LeBlanc to her husband, who was in the service. Looks like he was 2nd Training Regiment, Company G. And I have never opened this, so I don't know what kind of letter it is. So whoever becomes the owner of this beautiful journal will get to see what Mrs. LeBlanc sent to Mr. LeBlanc Jr. Okay. And we have a Tim Holtz little boy sitting here on number 11. He's sitting here on number 11. Pocket. And this is on a different kind of paper. I think it's like a linen paper, and it's coffee dyed. And a piece of old tape I made. This has paper in it here, and I think it's a little folio with a letter inside. A different language. I believe it's French, from 1889. It's not the original. It's a copy. I just put it on that pretty paper. Okay, this is coffee dyed that I've done. Now here Oh, I used one of my glass. I don't know if you can see that. See if I can get up here and get it to focus. No, it's not going to focus. Well, it's a glass butterfly, one of the glass butterflies that I made. I don't put them in journals very often, and I thought it would look beautiful in here. This here, down at the bottom, is a pair of old gloves, and I thought, wouldn't it be sweet? I'll just put it on a turning thing, and then you can open up what this has to say, close it, close this, and still have a tuck. Isn't that cute? I love how that turned out. Here, another beautiful little girl that I decorated with some of my dyed gauze and some little tiny roses. It says, no beauty shines brighter than that of a good heart. Isn't that true? I've got some little journaling cards here, a stack of 3. Each one is a different size. That's the longest one in the back and the shortest one here in the front. Some little butterflies that I cut out. They look like, or punched out, they look like leather, but they're not. And it covers up the back side of this metal piece right here. All right, here we've got some washi tape. Beautiful, beautiful coffee dyed paper. Opens up into a trifold. You can write on this. You can decorate it. It's endless what you can do with this right here. Okay, then we have, what else do we have here? So many turns, and this is just a nice clock showing the time, and it fold over here. Okay, we have an old envelope here that is really new. Oh, but in here is the oldest, and I don't want to handle it much. This is a real piece of, what catalog from Sears and Roebuck, Chicago, Illinois. And the date on this, page 506. Let's see if I can see a date on this. I don't see a date there. I don't see a date, but boy, you know that it's old and it's original. And I put it in this nice envelope that looks real old, but it's not. And then I have a altered paper clip that I clipped it to. I put it inside here just to protect it and clipped it to the side. Okay. This here, I used a piece of sari silk behind this gentleman from Tim Holtz. Avocado dyed paper, which I don't make anymore because it's just a hassle. Some very old paper from an old tablet that a friend gave me. Very old. This is from my mom's stuff that she had. And I don't know, my mom would have been over 100 years old now. So it's old. It's probably 40 to 60 years old, I would say. Probably closer to 60. Sorry, I had to get a little drink. This opens up backwards like this. There's a letter there. Opens up 3 times. No pocket, just writing space. Over here we just have this pretty lady, and she's all decked out here on her page. Inside here we have a secret little spot for some secret notes. This is just torn coffee dyed paper and some little paper doily. Goes in that big pocket there. All right, over here in this pocket here, I've got it stamped with a book stamp, book standing on a shelf, some pretty lace, and a huge card. Now this one I left room for, you know, if you wanted to put a photo in there. I think it's a 2x3 is what fit in here. And some of my paper on the back that you can write on. Here we have some really old embroidered, I think this is machine embroidery, when the machines first started, and over some lace. Beautiful, beautiful coffee dyed paper. Couple of altered junk envelopes that I made. Look, this one's a little coin, envelope. See if I can get it open. There we go. A little coin envelope. And a little lily in the middle. Since this was yellow, I thought a lily would be appropriate. And this one too is the end of a junk mail envelope, and made him into a coin envelope, or her, or it. My journals come alive to me. All right, this is very old. I don't even know what kind of material this, but it's heavier, and I don't even have a clue what they call it. And then this old lace that went on top of it, and it's on coffee dyed paper, and just a little tuck there. Here we have this is not really a pocket, just a flip up, and it is embossed. Can you see that? I'll move it. There you go. It's embossed with the rose. Okay. And then underneath the rose is a huge pocket. It goes all the way to the top from the bottom. I'm going to tell you what size this is because it is really, really large. It's 12 inches long by 6 1/4 inches deep, and is it 1? No, it's 1 1/4 inches wide. Okay. This stuff is moving because I'm moving around so much. Okay, then we have just a little piece here of paper. I think this is linen paper that is embossed on. Here's another little Tim Holtz lady. She's just standing there. I gave her some ground to stand on. Avocado dyed paper. And some pretty little lace. Now this lace is so pretty, but you know what? It's like a plastic stuff. I had a little piece of it, and I thought, I'm going to use that because it is pretty. And I love this old clock. One of my favorite old clocks. There you see. Like for the fireplace, you know, for the mantle over the fireplace. And then a velvet tab. Avocado dyed paper. Here's the little dancing girl from Tim Holtz, and another altered paper clip. It's not holding anything, just sitting there looking pretty. And here we have beautiful coffee dye paper. Just something, to write on, or something to put photos on, or I left a lot of space for photos and things. Photos and letters, like, from a trip or something. Okay, now this is a little booklet that I thought turned out so cute. And Tim Holtz people. And I put a little frame around. And it's kind of a hardback book. It's from junk mail. This is really junk mail, and I've just covered it up and decorated it up. Pocket there with a tag. Here's another pocket here. Just a couple of sheets from The Spirit of Laws. It's a book that I have. Now these things will come out and you can replace them because of the way I bound it. And this right here is another little pocket and a tag. An old dictionary. And it's not English. And there's that, and a little tablet here. Nope, just one little tuck spot. Safe spot. Another little piece. And then the back side of that book that I have. This I stamped on, made a little pocket and a tag. And we have the back with a pocket and a tag. So it's just a little, cute little there. And this here, it's a really tough a journaling card. This has a piece of that velvet and some paper doily, a paper ribbon, just some pretty little pieces on it that I thought looked nice. And goes in here. And that's it. Oh, down at the bottom there's some pink pearls and a piece of fabric. So now we're at the back, and on the spine, it's a hidden spine, but I still put some lace on the back. I thought it was pretty, and it would look pretty on this. And so this just goes in this big doily. You can take this off. You don't have to have it on here. In fact, you probably can just use, some of this to tie it off. And, yeah, I just thought this looked pretty on there, so I put it on there as a little coverlet. And then these two tie up. It might be a little long, but I left it long on purpose, just in case somebody wanted to change it out. All right, so that's this one. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't really have a name for this, but I hope you enjoyed it. Has a lot of work in there. And it's so pretty. So many interesting things. And, sari silk and plastic, recycled junk mail envelopes. You name it. I tried to make it pretty. Okay, so I hope you had fun with me with that. And so give me a thumbs up if you would. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you on the next video. So thanks a lot. Bye-bye and take care.